International Airport Monday morning. The head of state, who will be the chief guest during the 58th Madaraka Day celebrations, was received by his host President Uhuru Kenyatta and First Lady Margaret Kenyatta. Addressing the press shortly after leading their respective delegation in bilateral talks, President Kenyatta said the two countries have agreed to strengthen and deepen their long-standing fraternal relations.
The cooperation between our two countries is built on a solid foundation of shared values and principles to foster sustainable social economic development and transformation of our two countries.
As you know, following the successful general election held last year, Burundi has regained peace, security, and stability. Burundi is no longer in the UN Security Council agenda and in the political agenda of the AU Peace and Security Council.
The two later arrived at Kisumu Port, where they commissioned several projects, among them the Kenya Shipyards Limited, the new Kenya Railways Marine School, and the refurbished MV Uhuru cargo ship. The revitalized port is expected to open business opportunities and connect Kenya to Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Burundi.
We did agree to renew the Joint Permanent Commission for Cooperation agreement signed in 2008, and our respective ministers will soon convene the next session of the JPCC and ensure expeditious implementation of the new and previous cooperation technical assistance agreements that had been signed previously.
President Kenyatta said that there are enormous untapped business opportunities between Bujumbura and Nairobi and directed relevant ministries to review and address bottlenecks inhibiting growth of trade and investment between the two East African countries. President Kenyatta and his Burundi counterpart say they will continue working together in advancing the African agenda on the global stage and reiterated their country's commitment to the progress of the East African community. Margaret Wanjiru, TV 47.
Still on matters diplomatic relations, and Kenya has closed its airspace with Somalia with immediate effect. Only humanitarian flights will be allowed into the country, but must furnish the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with names and details of goods to be transported. Paul Kirobi tells us more.
Kenya informed all diplomatic missions that Kenya-Somalia airspace has been closed following the severance of diplomatic relations between the two countries. Only humanitarian flights will be allowed in, but must provide a list of passengers and goods before clearance by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Nairobi. Kenya says any misuse of humanitarian flights for bilateral and political matters, contrary to the NOTAM and public notice to missions that air communication between Kenya and Somalia had been stood down. The ministry reiterates that humanitarian flights must strictly be used for humanitarian purposes to avoid a possible declaration of a full lockdown, the move being the latest diplomatic row between the two countries. Earlier this year, the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority had issued a notice to airmen on a suspension that was to take effect on May 11th and was to run until August 9th. Somalia had also cut ties with Kenya for alleged interference in its internal politics. Relations between the two countries have also been strained over the disputed ownership of potential oil and gas deposits, some of which lie off the coast of Jubaland. Paul Kirobi, TV 47, Nairobi.
Thank you, Paul Kirobi, for that report. And as the country marks the 58th edition of Madaraka Day celebrations tomorrow, it is all systems go at the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium in Kisumu City, where the celebrations will be marked. However, only 3,000 people will be granted entry into the stadium in strict adherence to COVID-19 protocols. Our very own Mwangi Maina is in the port city of Kisumu and joins us on the broadcast now. Mwangi Maina, it's all systems go in as far as the celebrations are concerned, is it?
Thank you so much, Abubakar, coming to you live from Kisumu City right now. It is 1 hour to the end of curfew time. It is a beehive of activities here. Motorists trying to run and catch a bus home as motorists ride home As you have just said, it is all systems go here. The city is very clean. All the roundabouts here have been cleaned. There are flags, pictures and portraits of President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga all over the city. The Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium at Mamboleo grounds has been prepared very well. The seats have been arranged. Everything we can say, it is all systems go, and we are waiting tomorrow for the official commemoration of the 58th edition of the Madaraka Day celebration 2021. Abu Bakar.
All right, Mwangi Maina, this is the first time Kisumu is hosting these celebrations. This is equally the fifth time the president is visiting Kisumu after the handshake. What are the political temperatures like from that end tonight?
Abu Bakar, what we could say right now, we cannot gauge how the political temperatures are, but the area, or rather the region, is very peaceful. We have seen all messages welcoming President Uhuru Kenyatta, telling Uhuru Kenyatta, karibu nyumbani, karibu Kisumu. We could say that after the handshake now, the country has stabilized. There is no political factions here, but we understand that this is Raila's political home turf of the ODM party. But as at now, I think what the Kenyans now here are saying that we are one united country. They are saying, welcome President Uhuru Kenyatta, welcome Raila Odinga, and let us move Kenya forward. The theme or the message for this year's Madaraka Day is that pamoja twasonga mbele. It is emphasizing on that unity that was ostensibly brought together by the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. Abubakar Abdullahi, also do not forget that this Madaraka Day celebration, Kisumu County is in the Nyanza region, and last year's Mashujai Day celebrations were celebrated in Kisii County. So this is the second time that the Nyanza region is hosting national celebrations from Kisii to Kisumu. And of course, your guess is as good as mine. Why the choice for Kisumu County?
And that choice of Kisumu County is at a time when the BBI bill was dismissed by a five judge bench in as far as the ruling is concerned. This, as you mentioned, is the political turf of Raila Odinga. The president is not new equally there, but how much of BBI politics is set to dominate there tomorrow?
Thank you, Abubakar Abdullahi. As you remember, the last Madaraka Day celebrations were celebrated at State House, Nairobi. And remember that time President Uhuru Kenyatta mentioned something to do with the BBI report. He said that the Building Bridges initiative is the only way of ensuring that the country is stable. It is the only way of ensuring that the country has peace. And now, remember on Sunday, when President Uhuru Kenyatta landed in Kisumu, where he was inspecting different projects in Migori County, he said that he is ready for the BBI appeal at the Court of Appeal. And he said in his own words, with the likes of with the likes of Siaya Senator James Orengo, he is sure that they will not be defeated. So we are expecting tomorrow at the Madaraka Day celebrations at the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium. Definitely, the BBI politics will have to feature, and we are keen to see who the speakers will be, what they will say in conjunction with the BBI report. Remember that they have already gone to the High Court. President Uhuru Kenyatta has appealed, the BBI Secretariat has appealed, Raila Odinga has appealed, and so we expect the BBI politics probably will dominate tomorrow's Madaraka Day celebrations. Abu Bakar.
Thank you, Mwangi Maina. I'll let you go and have some omena for tonight. See you in our subsequent bulletins tomorrow, God willing. That's our reporter, Mwangi Maina, who is live from Kisumu City, covering the 58th Madaraka Day celebrations in Kisumu County. This, of course, coming at a time when President Uhuru Kenyatta and his handshake brother, self-declared at least brother Raila Odinga, have had a dint in the BBI report after a 5-judge bench ruled that bill as unconstitutional. The president, of course, in his extended tour to the Nyanza region, said that with lawyers like Siaya Senators Mwangi Maina made reference to, he is confident of an appeal. But I understand earlier on Mwangi Maina was in the streets of Kisumu County and has filed the following report.
It is a last-minute rush at the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium in Kisumu as workers race against time to ensure everything is in place ahead of tomorrow's celebrations. Interior PS Dr. Karanja Kibisho and the National Celebrations Committee had pitched camp at the stadium all day to oversee a smooth running of activities in the last day of rehearsals. Nyanza Regional Commissioner James Kianda says only invited guests with valid invitation cards will be granted entry into the stadium, with the number capped at 3,000 participants. With the ceremony taking place amidst the COVID-19 fourth wave threat, the commissioner has insisted nothing will be left to chance to keep COVID-19 at bay. All participants are expected to be fully masked as well as observing all the stipulated guidelines.
Tunaomba wale wanaenda pale wazingatia hizi sheria ili tuweze kurahisisha kuingia kwa uwanja. Nafikiri ni lazima wale watu wote watakuwa kuingia kwa uwanja, kila mtu lazima awe anavaa barakoa, mask. Hiyo ni lazima, hakuna mtu anaombwa.
Elated Kisumu residents have expressed their optimism in the celebrations being the first time they are held in the lakeside city. They believe the city's changing landscape and phase could not have taken place at a better time than this.
Holiday ya kwanza tangu Kenya upate uhuru, hii ndio madaraka ya kwanza tuone hapa Kisumu. Lakini sasa changamoto yenye tunaona kwa hii holiday, hakuna pesa bwana. Unaona kana wageni ni wengi, ambulance inapita, salebi inalea, wakubwa wanapita wakenda huku na pale, lakini hatuna pesa. Tulikuwa nafikiria hii holiday ikikuja tunaweza kuwa na mabadiliko hii hali ya pesa tupate pesa, lakini hatuoni mabadiliko kuhusu hali ya pesa.
Angalia kwa mambo na loan. Loan saa hii interest iko juu. Sasa hatujui serikali mwenyewe anatupeleka wapi. Alafu loan kama hata kama unataka kuchukua loan ya motorbike, unapata bei iko juu. Unaona? Interest iko juu. Sasa tunaomba kama wanaweza kupatia watupatie interest ile ya chini na tufanye biashara. Hiyo inaweza kuwa sawa.
Residents hope that the president's Madaraka Day speech will be cognizant of the hard economic times facing Kenyans as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and take measures that will address the challenges, especially those impacting heavily on the economy of the common mwananchi.
Kabisa ni pesa ya kufanya biashara. Tunasikia kila mara wakisema kuna pesa imetolewa kwa vijana. Lakini kusema tu kweli, hiyo tunasikianga tu kwa TV. Lakini hatujawahi ona na macho. Si ati tumekaa tunde, huwa tu wanafuatilia mpaka huko ndani, lakini huwa tuoni. So kitu cha kwanza kikuja hapa kesho, chenye tu address ya kwanza, changamoto yenye tunapitia hapa vijana, bila tunaweza kupata hiyo loan huwa tunasikia wakitangaza. Watupatie loan, tufanye nao biashara yetu kama kawaida ili tulishe watoto wetu waende shule.
Atutengenezee, aongee na government wa Kisumu. Atupatie mabadiliko hapa town. Tumekuwa na mtanganyiko sana ambayo watu walikuwa wanakimbia huku na huku kwa sababu tunafukuza mahali penye tunafanya business.
President at least aongee na county government ya Kisumu. Atengeneze mahali tunasaweke hizi magari zetu ili wakati makasama wanakuja wapate kama tuko mahali pazuri.
Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye is this year's guest of honor. He arrived in the country today for a 2-day state visit.
This year's Madaraka Day celebrations here in Kisumu City of Kisumu County has not only brought untold joy to the residents of this city, but they have lived to see the implementation of developmental projects they have been longing for. They also hope that the president's visit here will bring a basket of goodies. Mwangi Maina, TV47 from Kisumu City, Kisumu County.
And that visit informs our topic of discussion tonight on Pandit's Night. A little bit later, we'll be making sense of President Uhuru Kenyatta's extended visit to the Nyanza region and 2022 succession politics. But let's continue with the news for now. And police officers in Meru County disrupted a United Democratic Alliance members' training that ended in a dramatic rat race. Efforts to dismiss the UDA 2022 aspirants proved futile after the party leaders, including Secretary General Veronica Maina questioned the reason for the abrupt dismissal, forcing the officers to use tear gas to disperse them.
Smokes of tear gas filled the air in a hotel in Meru as police and members of the United Democratic Alliance UDA from Tharaka Nithi, Embu, Laikipia, Isiolo, Marsabit and Samburu counties, eyeing various seats in next year's polls, engaged in running battles.
It is right. So what offense?
Do you have a police permit to hold this meeting?
What permit did we need? We are a political party. The office of the registrar of political parties is not closed. It's been doing minimal business. As long as we comply with the COVID-19, there is nothing you can stop us from.
It is alleged that police stormed the aspirants' meeting for breaching the anti-COVID-19 protocols, and their efforts to peacefully disperse the over 100 UDA members proved futile when leaders of the party, including Secretary General Veronica Maina, questioned why the police declared the meeting illegal, yet they had adhered to the COVID-19 guidelines, forcing the police to lob tear gas to disperse the crowd.
We were rudely interrupted by police, an incident that we strongly condemn in the strongest words possible. In this day and time, the police force has no opportunity or capacity to interfere with meetings of this nature.
Tulikuwa tumekuja hapa for training, and it is very unfortunate that you are living in a country ya mahali ambapo police force they are being used to wanatuvurusha tu for no reason, kutudhulumu because wanatukejeli kwamba we are not adhering to protocol ya COVID-19. Sisi yote as you can see, we are all dressed in mask. Wao wenyewe wanakuja hata hawajavalia barakoa. We are even now, unajua sisi hata tunashtuka.
UDA has been conducting a series of meetings with 2022 hopefuls to plan and popularize the party ahead of the polls next year, the most recent being in Nakuru on the 28th of this month. On Sunday, Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i extended the ban on political gatherings by a further 60 days as a means to curb the spread of COVID-19, requiring anyone who needs to hold a public meeting to get a permit from the county bosses. However, in a statement to newsrooms, UDA has cited the police disruption as a calculated move to harass its members and supporters.
Tunafanya mkutano ambayo ni harari, kila barua imepelekwa, lakini tunakuja kufurushwa kwa sababu kuna agenda zingine tunajua zinapikwa chini.
I would urge the police to restrain themselves from being used. In fact, rumors are abounding that a certain person sent the police, and in fact the OCS from Meru, I think it's Meru Central Police Station, kept telling me that we have received orders from above. I think maybe from the county commander or whoever it is that sent those orders. Why don't you exercise restraint? Are you not able to read the mood, the public mood?
Similar chaos were reported during the Bonchari constituency and Rurie ward by-elections, with UDA claiming some of its party agents and supporters were harassed by police during the mini polls. Musa Salah, TV47.
Thank you, Musa Salah, for that report. You are watching TV47 News tonight with me, Abu Bakar Abdullahi. Time for us to take a short break. Stay tuned. Also coming up, killed for poor exam results. Police are pursuing a man believed to have killed his nephew for poor performance in his exams.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Usiyakubalie maumivu ya misuli kukatiza ratiba yako. Kaluma Pain Balm ni dawa ya kusugua iliyotengenezwa kutoka.
You see the woman you keep on admiring? They might be going through the same pain that you're going through right now, the same grief that you're going through now, or even the same disease that you are suffering with right now. Why can't I see clearly? But the only difference between you and them is that, yes, they cried, but they managed to learn through the pain, and they came out as conquerors.
I stayed for like 2 years without having a job.
I cannot even do a simple thing like taking a shower.
So Joy, you can imagine every day you're waking up, going to work, and knowing for sure, you have a dead baby.
Join me each and every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. on 19 with Joy Irungu here on TV 47.
At Global Precast Panels, we have the best quality, durable, and affordable precast panels to suit all your needs. Manufactured under a controlled environment, we have the best precast concrete panels, precast concrete floor slabs, precast concrete perimeter wall, precast concrete columns and beams. Our panels reduce construction cost by up to 40% with absolutely no plaster required, including added soundproof benefits. Convenient for story buildings, schools, offices, residential houses, hospitals, and warehouses. Take advantage of our free transport. Contact us on 0702 24 7267 or 0796 24 7267. Global Precast Panels Limited, your reliable option for efficient construction.
These are the sights and sounds of a working nation. There are no shortages to remarkable ideas. What's missing is the will to execute them.
You need to stay relevant. If you don't, you're going to fade off.
Yes, they are a dime in a dozen, but the real meat on these bones comes from trying to realize them.
You just need to perfect anything. If it's drawing, if it's music, pursue it 100% because it's something that is giving back.
Join me, Violet Njoki, as I tell you the stories of these executed ideas. Because you
are watching TV 47, the home of untold stories.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now, police in Keumbu, Nyaribari, Chache constituency, Kisii County are in hot pursuit of a middle-aged man who is alleged to have, listen to this, stabbed to death his nephew over poor academic performance. Willie Dennis Njiru has that story.
Confirming the incident, the acting area chief James Momanyi stated that 32-year-old lab technician identified as Eric Kenani allegedly engaged in the heinous act last Saturday following poor performance of the nephew.
There's a boy, a juvenile, who had been murdered by his uncle, and he murdered him using a knife because he had a stab wound on the chest. And also,
Momanyi says after a vigorous caning of the 10-year-old, a class 5 pupil, he descended on a knife and fatally stabbing him on the chest.
Walikuwa wanajiandaa kwa mankuli ya jioni, na kama kawaida vyombo vya kama sahani, visu na vitu vingine ilikuwa hapo karibu. Sijui sasa ilikuwaje, alichukua kisu kutoka kwa ndoo na katunga huyo kijana kwa kifua hapa kwa mbavu, na hiyo kisu ni kama ilikuwa kama futi moja.
The deceased grandmother Josephine Nyaboke, unable to withstand the outcome, condemned the incident. The family is now calling for justice to be served.
Ni kama alikunywa pombe na ameonekana wasi alikunywa pombe hiyo. Hiyo pombe ilimwarifu, pengine sio hajafanya kitu kwa tangu mtoto, lakini leo amefanya kitu hata ushangaa sana.
Akisina maneno mingi. Huyu mchukuni nampenda. Tunakaa na yeye, nkamulea kama baba yake, kama mama yake. Haki Mungu, muniombee Mungu. Huyu mtoto wangu kijana sio mtoto mbaya. Lakini hiki kitendo amefanya, muombee haki.
Kisii County CID officer Adam Dima revealed that the weapon allegedly used during the murder has been retrieved and is being subjected to forensic examinations as they pursue the culprit who is on the run.
They were able to recover the murder weapon, that is the knife, which has been kept as an exhibit, and it will be subjected to forensic investigations. Right now, the officers are currently pursuing the culprit who had escaped.
The body of the slain boy has since been moved to Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital mortuary, awaiting post-mortem. For TV47, I'm Willie Dennis Njiro.
Moving on, as the world marks World No Tobacco Day, Kenya Tobacco Control Alliance now wants the Ministry of Health to tighten and fully implement tobacco control regulations in Kenya. At least 9,000 Kenyans die every year from the use of tobacco, as Andrin Kilemi now reports.
World No Tobacco Day is observed every year on the 31st of May. The day aims at raising awareness about the adverse effects of smoking. This year's theme being Commit to Quit. At least 9,000 Kenyans die every year from the use of tobacco, which is 3 times the total number of Kenyans killed by COVID-19 in the last 1 year. According to WHO, over 70% of the 1.3 billion tobacco users worldwide lack access to the tools they need to quit successfully. Through a press release, the chairman of the Kenya Tobacco Control Alliance, Joel Gitali, said products such as nicotine only worsen addiction to tobacco. He noted that the lift pouches, which were banned in 2019, are still being sold. Gitali urged the Ministry of Health to act and take action against those responsible. Andrena Kilemi, TV 47.
Thank you, Andrin Kilemi, for that report. Time for us to get to the world of sports. Let's bring in Dennis Otieno. Dennis, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, thank you, Bakar. Tonight, we shall be telling you about a rescheduled FKF